All right, today we're going to look at percent increase and decrease problems again. They tend to be a little bit trickier than regular percent problems. I'm going to show another strategy to use for some percent problems like this. So for this problem, a sweatshirt regularly costs $140. So that's kind of our starting point, is $140. And it's on sale for $35, so it's not $140 anymore, it's $35. So we know that it went down. We know we're saving money. We can figure out how much money we save by doing some subtraction. And I save $105. So we need to figure out what that is as a percent. We're saving $105. What is that amount of money as a percent? The setup's going to be the exact same as what we did yesterday. So 140 is our 100%. Now yesterday we talked about going to 105, figuring out how to get from 140 with different steps to get to 105. Instead of doing it that way today, I'm going to look at, instead of getting to 105, I'm going to think about a way to get to 35. Sometimes getting to a smaller number is easier. So I always like to think about getting to 10% first if that's an easy number. And in this case it is, because it's not a decimal. So 10% is 14. Now I'm kind of thinking in my head what numbers 14 and 35 have in common. And I know that they have 7 in common. So I can divide by 2 to get to 7. And that tells me that $7 is 5%. And then to get up to 35, I have to times by 5. And that's 25. So 35 is 25%. So that's not our answer though. When we look back up here, 140 is 100%, and we just figured out that 35 is 25%, and it wants how much do we save. So we have to think about how much this changed. It went from 100% to 25%. So it went down 75%. So I'm saving 75%. Because I'm saving $105, and that's what that is as a percent. The number of people out walking the path was 400 people on Friday, so 400. After the order to be more vigilant about social distancing, only 76 people were out walking the path. So the amount went down, right? What was the percent decrease? We can find the amount of decrease by doing some subtraction. So it went down 324 people. Now, for me, it's hard to think about going from 400 to 324 because I can't think of a number they have in common. So again, I'm going to try to think about going from 400 and get to 76 instead. And we're just going to have to kind of play around with it. So 400 is 100%. Now my goal is to get to 76. And again, I'm going to get to 10% first. I'm just trying to think about what I can do with these numbers to make them more manageable. So 40 is 10%. So I know I can get to 80. Which is pretty close to 76 by doubling this. So we double it and we get 20%. So I'm just 4 away. So I need to really kind of think about how much 4 is, because I'm just 4 people too high. So if I go back up to this 40 and think about how to get to 4, I can divide by 10. And I would divide this one by 10. So 1% is worth 4. So my goal is 76. So what I'm going to do with those two numbers is I'm going to take them and I'm going to subtract them, because 80 minus 4 is 76 and 20 minus 1 is 19. So 76 is 19%. So it went from 100% down to only 19%. Now it wants us, what was the percent decrease? It wants us to know, what is this 324 as a percent? So if it went from 100% to 19%, we can do some subtraction and figure out how much it changed. So it went down 81%, because 100 minus 81 is 19. So the percent decrease was down 81%.